Judge tells man he should never be released from prison. Cedar City Paiutes hold candlelight vigil. And your weekend weather forecast with highs, lows, and everything you need to know for the days ahead.
You're watching St. George News at 5, brought to you by our studio sponsor, We Win Injury Law.
Good afternoon, I'm Monica McLaughlin. A Washington City man convicted of sexually abusing a child is headed to prison. On Monday, 52-year-old Thomas Jared Weaver was sentenced to 3 consecutive terms of 1 to 15 years on felony counts of child sexual abuse, plus 6 months of misdemeanor voyeurism. The charges stem from a 2023 arrest following a Washington City police investigation. During sentencing, Judge Jay Winward called Weaver manipulative and hypocritical, recommending he be ineligible for parole or credit for time served. A candlelight vigil in Cedar City honored Missing and Murdered Indigenous Persons Awareness Day, with tribal leaders and families making pleas for lasting change. For more on the stories shared and the calls for justice, here's Jeff Richards.
Dozens of people gathered in Cedar City on Monday to observe Missing and Murdered Indigenous Persons Awareness Day. Noting that Native Americans are disproportionately victimized by crimes of violence, Paiute tribal leaders called for meaningful change. The program featured several people who got up and shared personal stories about the loved ones they'd lost to violence. Members of the audience then went outside for a moment of silence as they lit candles and listened to the Black Ridge Singers perform an honor song.
Thanks, Jeff. Let's take a look at your weekend weather forecast, brought to you by Casablanca Resort and Casino. In St. George, it's currently 92 degrees. Tonight's low will be around 65. Saturday brings a high of 95 with a low of 69. And Sunday stays hot at 94 with a low of 68. Mesquite is currently at 96 degrees, cooling to 70 tonight. Saturday's high reaches 100 degrees with a low of 74, and Sunday remains hot at 98 degrees with a low of 72. In Cedar City, it's 76 degrees now, dropping to 54 tonight. Saturday warms up to 80 degrees with a low of 58, and Sunday sees a high of 79 with a low of 58. Hallie Frey and Hadley Warnick were crowned Queen and Princess of the 2025 Dixie Roundup Rodeo, continuing a tradition that began in 1934. Here's Eric George Gould for more on the new rodeo royalty and their path to the title.
A 91-year-old tradition was continued Wednesday night at the Sun Bowl, when the 2025 Dixie Roundup Rodeo Queen and Princess were crowned. 2024 winners Gabby Bruce and Amaya Champneys started the procession of royalty candidates into the Sun Bowl and were followed by Miriam Brophy, Emma Stowe, Haley Fry, Hadley Warnick, and Paylin Curtis. The candidates displayed their horsemanship skills in front of judges, who in the end selected Hallie Fry as queen and Hadley Warnick as princess. Here they are talking to St. George News. First, Hallie and then Hadley talking about their winning horses.
My horse's name is Buddy. I've had him for about 2 years. He's the sweetest horse you will ever meet. I got so lucky with that horse. I would not be the rider I am today without that horse. So
my horse's name is Fireball, and he tried 110% today, and I'm so grateful for that. He's taught me that even when you mess up, you just gotta laugh through it and move on, and I'm so grateful for him.
The Queen and Princess will represent St. George at events throughout the coming year.
Thanks, Eric. St. George artist Carly Farley is using her brush to bring peace, healing, and beauty into people's lives through landscape paintings inspired by her own journey. For more on how her art became a personal and professional path, here's Jessie Bang.
Artist Carly Farley creates paintings with the hope they bring lasting joy and peace into the homes and hearts of those who experience them. Having moved frequently and facing health challenges at a young age, she turned to art as a way to express herself. She found inspiration in each new place she visited and lived, capturing the unique landscapes that shaped her journey.
I loved North Carolina for the beachscapes, and I lived in Arkansas. That was one of my favorite places, but I don't have a lot of paintings from there. one of them got published in a book that's in the town where I kind of grew up there. But I would say it would have to be southern Utah.
She also enjoys plein air painting, taking her easel outdoors to capture the world as it unfolds in real time.
Yeah, this right here is just underpainting, and I love, sometimes there will be like little peekaboos, and that will pop through and really add to the color and brightness of the paint.
After a career in the corporate world, she felt pulled to pursue her art full-time. She shares what she loves most about following her passion.
I love the ability to create more. That's what drives me, and to share with others. So I love being able to, instead of where it was before, whenever I had free time or anything, and really just seeing myself grow as an artist and be able to hone in on my skills.
Thank you for watching St. George News at 5. To learn more about our studio sponsor, We Win Injury Law, go to wewininjurylaw.com. I'm Monica McLaughlin with St. George News, your #1 source for local news.
This has been St. George News at 5, brought to you by We Win Injury Law.